Guys, Big 12 SEC Challenge this weekend. As I guess I shouldn't say bad, but as boring maybe of a slate as it was tonight and might be tomorrow night, we get a really, really exciting day of hoops this weekend. Let's start with Kansas, Kentucky. Pat, you've been teasing this all show long. I'm excited to hear where you're going with this. Are you really going to talk us into Kentucky stealing a game against Kansas here?
Are you sure you don't want to talk Texas Tech and LSU first? I think that is actually the game that everyone has circled on their calendar, and we can dive into that. I'm telling you, just 1-15 combined in conference play. Like, are you sure that's not what you the game to watch?
There's some sickos out there that want that, Pat. Me personally, no, thank you.
He said he'd bring the shade later in the show, and it's out.
Man, I mean, just not. Yeah, it's going to move on from there. But this Kentucky team, ever since they lost, which is probably going to be South Carolina's only conference win, which I can't believe. Kentucky has completely flipped the script, and it was by default that Coach Cal had to, I say remove, but Xavier Wheeler was injured, and we got to understand that analytics wise, coaches have been in Coach Cal's ear saying, "Hey, with this lineup, we score, we defend better." But to a fault, loyalty to Xavier Wheeler, he has done nothing wrong. It's just you're an undersized point guard that can't shoot it, and you're fast. You're a single man press breaker. But let me tell you, Kentucky against Vandy, this yesterday or Tuesday, whenever it was, that was the best basketball I've seen them play all year. Oscar did not need to go, and he can, but he did not have to have one of those Oscar Tshiebwe games where the ball was moving. There was patience in the offense, great shot selection. Defense wasn't elite. I want to see that get a little bit better. Antonio Reeves, CJ Frederick playing so well off of each other. Jacob Toppin playing his game. I don't know if someone had to tell him, stop taking long 2-point shots that are one step in from the 3-point line. Get to that elbow, because you can knock down the shot. I just hate that shot for him, because then it takes him away from being effective on the offensive rebound. I think Kentucky has found, and this is going to be the tell of a tape for them to solidify, because Kentucky is much better than the 12 seed. They're much better. They have Cason Wallace is off. He's one of the best freshmen in the country. I think especially with his catch and shoot 3-point ability. If they can stay healthy, CJ Frederick, man, it just seems like the kid just doesn't catch a break, man. Like he gets hurt so often. And he's such a good kid. Just hope that he can stay the course. But this is going to be, I remember what happened last year. We all can remember what happened last year when Kentucky came into Kansas last year. I don't know if you can, but it was a beating. There should be some blood in the mouths of Kansas Jayhawk fans coming into Rupp Arena. But I think this game just means too much for Kentucky. And this is going to be Bill Self's first 4-game losing streak in his tenure.
Oh, you stole my stat. No one else is going to say that about this game. Bill Self's never lost 4 in a row at Kansas, but I was going to sneak that in there. No, a couple stats in Kentucky. 4 straight games now in their winning streak. They've held every opponent to 1-point possession or less. And Cal's talked about how much better Livingston and Reeves have gotten on defense. I think that matters a lot. And then this is Cal's best 3-point shooting team since 2012, which you may remember won a national title. Pretty good team.
I remember them all too well.
I bet that one rings true a little bit for you.
That hurt.
That said, I think Kansas wins here, actually. It just kind of feels like, Greg, we've watched a lot of basketball. It's a gambling thing. You're a little buy low, sell high. Yep. Everybody's loving Kentucky's rise. Everybody's throwing Kansas in the trash. I think we see a little bit of revenge. As Pat said, you remember when you lost at home by 18, as they did last time. I think we get a little bit better Kansas effort. Hopefully my guy Harris figures it out. More points and turnovers would be a really nice change of pace for him. But I like Kansas here. I think they're able to limit Tshiebwe on the glass, and Wilson has a really, really big game.
Jim, can we play a quick guess the lines live? Not to go full Bill Simmons on you, but KenPom has Kentucky favored by 1 in this game. If you get Kansas +1, you're going to have to talk me out of taking a sizable loan out and heading over to my friends at Bet Rivers on that one.
Oh, I won't talk you out of it. I think people are buying the trajectory of Kentucky right now, so I think they'll be favored. And I think you and I will both be on the Jayhawks as an underdog.
Oh, I love a
I
squad
think you
ride,
put
but that scares me.
with how Harris is reeling right now. You put Cason Wallace on him and guard him 90 feet just the whole game. Get up in him, make him uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly could see that happening. Two of the best coaches in the business should lead to a very, very exciting game for all.